So you've been trying to run traffic from your Instagram over to your OF, but you're not getting quite the same reach as some of the biggest creators online. You're seeing huge reach, hundreds of fans per day, if not thousands per day, and wondering what it is that you're doing wrong. In this video, I'm going to be explaining the top 3 mistakes you're likely making with your Instagram account that is preventing maximal OF traffic. Because listen, Instagram has changed drastically. Account bans, millions of OnlyFans creators you're competing against on Instagram, low reach, low OF traffic, and most importantly, which I'm going to be getting to at the end of this video, poor branding. You cannot stick out from the millions of OnlyFans creators if your branding is not on point. My name is Tan from Top Management. Let's get straight into it. So mistake number 1, you're not driving strong traffic to your OF. So the most common problems, you're posting only 3 to 5 times per week. Look, if you want to become a 0.01% creator, making big money, that's between $50,000 to $100,000 per month. You got to be doing more. There's a couple reasons for this. Number 1, you're testing out a whole bunch of content ideas. Number 2, the more the merrier, especially if you are maintaining quality on those videos and you're not just pumping out duds. Next is lazy content quality with the obvious OF text on screen. You know, where it's like, oh yeah, like men over 50 plus who are below 6 feet are so desirable. Some captions like that. Listen, the audience has grown way more educated, way more knowledgeable. Doing that type of content with that text on screen, you're actually offending your viewers and pushing them away from actually going to your OF. Next, same lame poses and boring backgrounds. God, I am tired of seeing the same da-da-da. Like, come on, we got to do a little bit better than that. And then reposting old reels. This is going to trigger shadow bans. So if you had a viral banger in the past, you try and repost it right now. IG's AI algorithm is trained super intelligently. You're just wasting your time. You got to be creating new content every single week. As well, you're not taking full advantage of IG stories. You're not putting the CTAs saying online now or whatever the text is that you're going to be using. Realistically, reels are meant to capture followers. IG stories, that's where you get the conversion from IG followers to OF paying subs. So here's why it fails. Instagram's algorithm penalizes reposted content, rewards consistent, high quality, original posts. So without strategic CTAs on your stories and community engagement, which I'm going to get into shortly here, you're going to have a really, really tough time converting IG followers to OF paying subs. So I got this cool graph here that I created for you guys to be able to take a look at. So this is what a weak IG strategy is, okay? Out of a 10, you know, your Instagram engagement rate, that's based on comments, that's based on replies, that's based on shares, likes, all of that stuff is a 1.5. This is what it's going to convert to, probably a little bit less. This is just a hypothetical right here, a 4.5 out of 10. Meanwhile, if I compare that with a strong IG strategy right here, let's say you got a 4.5, for example, that can take you up to a 10 on the OF. Again, this is just hypothetical. I'm just trying to really highlight the difference between poor IG engagement and strong IG engagement that can convert into paying subs onto your OF. So these are some of the best secrets to actually convert your IG followers to OF fans. So you got to reply to the comments. Yes, the text comments. Do you reply to all of them? Definitely not. You do want to reply to some of them so you don't just look like a walking billboard for your OnlyFans. In addition to that, video replies to comments. This is perfect for rage baiting and viral content. When you pick toxic comments, you're not just going to pick a comment that says, oh my God, how beautiful. You want to pick the one like, wow, look at all that cellulite. You probably don't even have any cellulite. But strategically utilizing those comments and replying to them, 1, shows that you actually run that account. Number 2, you can be playful and funny with it and not take it personally. And number 3, showcase your personality so that you can differentiate yourself from other creators. So going forward, if you see a toxic comment on one of your videos, you need to look at that as a gold mine for possible huge reach on your IG, which can then convert to more followers on IG, which you're going to convert over on the OF a little bit later with your stories. Now, the AMA on the stories, ask me anything. So you'll post a story saying, ask me anything, no questions off limits, with a little emoji covering its face. And what you want to do is the same thing that you did with the comments right here. Pick the toxic comments or the toxic replies, or the most egregious, weird type of replies. Try and keep it SFW-ish because you don't want to get banned, obviously, and answer them with humor and build personal connection with the fans. Again, very similar to the comment strategy. In addition, you definitely want to do video stories daily, okay? Show behind the scenes, show that you're a damn human. You exist, you're a real person. In this day and age, especially with AI, with agencies for OF, This is a huge thing. They're going to get to know who you are. It gives them this parasocial relationship where they think they actually know you, which is really going to help in converting them over to OF subs and then eventually into whales, meaning high spenders. Next, you need to be talking on camera. You see how I'm doing this right here? You seem to know me a little bit more because you're getting an experience of my personality. This is very important. Voice in Reels isn't just for showcasing personality. It's actually a turn on for a lot of people. Certain voices. If you have an accent, and yes, even if you're American or Canadian, you have an accent to other countries. That's huge. This is really gonna help you to convert people to your OF because they're gonna find that attractive. And then in addition, change it up with your content. So if you're dropping Reels 100% of the time, mixing it up like 10 to 20% of the time with some photos, it's gonna do you wonders. And if you're a creator that's only doing photos 10 to 20% of the time, you drop that rare video, it's gonna stand out. Your fans are gonna get to know you on a whole other level. Variety is the spice of life. Mistake number 2, I'm gonna go over this one pretty quick. Account bans, number 1, way too explicit of content. IG's moderation algorithms flag overtly sexual content immediately. AI is doing these reviews now. If they detect overly sexual content, they could auto-ban you with the option to not even appeal it. So it is very important. Try and play it as safe as you possibly can. Get close to the line, but don't cross it. Number 2, you can't just have my spicier content with this chili pepper in your bio. This might seem obvious, but there's tons of models that do this. Make it less obvious while also still being sort of obvious for your followers. So it could say boyfriend applications, for example. So when you're using your bridge page, for example, Hoobie, link.me, you can't just have one link over to your OF. This is actually mentioned by some of these bridge pages. You need to have other socials in there as well because mods will be going over to your IG page. I believe as of this point right now, the AI crawling can actually go from your IG, click the link, go to that landing page and detect there's only one link here, it's OF. IG does permit a fair degree of this, but if you're making it incredibly obvious, you can get banned. So you're gonna want between 2 to 3 other links that are on there as well. So maybe your TikTok, maybe a YouTube, just don't have it 100% for your OF. Number 4, obviously, overtly sexual OF stories. Tone it down. They're there because they know what they want. They know what you offer. You don't need to be going full out and showing everything. Mistake number 3, boring branding. This is a fairly complex topic. I'm gonna do my best to explain this here in a YouTube video. It does go a lot more in depth, but let's give it a go. So number 1, this is pretty much where every OF creator starts. Generic creator. Okay, they start with a broad and general approach, lame sexual captions, and overall boring on-camera actions, okay? This is where everybody starts. Number 2, the emerging character. So they got a bit of a distinct voice and personality, but it's still not standing out from the rest of creators. This might be where you are, somewhere between number 2 and number 3. Now, number 3, this is when you start getting into the big bucks. Defined niche. So you focus on a specific target audience or market, but it has to be authentic. Yes, you are attractive. Yes, you've got a great face, great chest, great butt, whatever it is. But what are those weird characteristics about you that contrast from the attractive person? What is so weird about you and interesting that if you were to tell somebody, they would go, "Are you serious? You really like that? Wow, that's crazy. I would have never known that." The example that I always use is Henry Cavill, the actor that plays Superman. You know, great looking guy. You would probably just think he's probably in the gym, eating well, staying at home, reading books. He has one weird hobby that is the only thing I remember about him. He likes this weird, I think it's a video game or a board game. It's called Warhammer 3000. It's the most nerded out game I've ever heard of. When I first heard that, I was like, "Are you serious? This guy plays that?" I think they got like little figurines and he paints them and stuff. That's the only thing I remember about him. So if there's something about you that is extremely unique, that will separate you from other creators, utilize it in your content. Okay, number 4. This is where you start to get into that 0.01% OF creator. The standout brand, okay? This is the result you want. Become the, "Oh, that girl," or "Oh, that guy. Yeah, I know them. They're awesome," because that's what you need to become. It's not because you're shaking your butt on camera. It's not because you're very attractive. That will get you pretty far. But the real characters, that's what we're getting into. The 0.01% aren't just solely attractive. They have personalities. So this is how you build a standout brand to start, okay? So you gotta amplify your personality. If your day-to-day personality is like a 7 out of 10, in front of the camera, 10 out of 10. Super charismatic, not overtly, but you need to bring your best forward. Next, find your niche. You need to spend time creating your niched character. You need to identify what it is that makes you unique. Get specific, build your niche around that, or incorporate it into your brand and use it as your character personality. You should be adding these little different parts of your personality into your character that you present on social media so that people can appeal to each and every one of them in specific ways. Some will have more appeal than others, but the more you have, the more overall rounded you look. And this is going to convert into super fans. Next, become this character, okay? You want to be consistently that person across all of your videos and content. You are no longer just Ashley that stays at home, goes to the gym, eats well. You are now becoming this personality where your followers are going, I gotta see what Ashley's doing today. It's gonna be something interesting. Yeah, she's hot, but like there's so much more to her. That's what you want your fans to think when explaining you to other people on the street or their friends. Like, she isn't just an OF model. There's so many interesting things. She likes this that I like, she likes this other thing too, which I think could be pretty cool. That's the presence that you wanna bring. So here's the branded storytelling. You got to stand out from boring, non-converting OF creators. Become memorable. So this is the example. You know that one funny e-girl with blue hair, always playing video games? I think she's from New York. Oh yeah, her. She's obviously hot, but she actually seems so chill. That's kind of the response you want. Am I telling you to become an e-girl? No, it's just a very good, easy example, but you want to become memorable in that sense. So that's going to be achieved with consistent visual identity, consistent branded identity, similar IG reel themes and photos. And if a hook on your video worked once, incorporating that, beat it until it's dead. Just continue repeating, rinse and repeat that same hook until it stops working. So these are kind of the layers of that. So you want to amplify your personality, boost your everyday persona to full on camera presence, become the character, maintain consistent personality across all of your content, memorable hooks, everyone knows this. You only have 1 to 2 seconds to hook. Once you find it, continue to use it until it stops working. Find your niche, be known for something. Make it appealing to your audience. Create a personality and you're really going to stand out from the other OF creators. And then simply rinse and repeat. Keep being that character and become known for it. So if you want this right here, the 0.01%, okay? Avoid the critical mistakes. Increase that personality and become 100% differentiated with your branding. This stuff is complicated, but if you actually sit down and spend the time creating this branded personality, you will stand out and make a hell of a lot more money than you are currently right now. Now, some of this stuff is actually pretty confusing, especially the branding aspect, to sit there and think, who am I? What do I want to become? Listen, if you need help with that, you can book a free 30-minute call with my partner, Luke, to diagnose your OF problems. So that's not just going to be your funnel. That's going to be your branding, your personality. What we can see for you to become the highest income earner that you possibly could be with your look, with your personality, with your vibe. That's what we're here to do. So that's going to be 100% for free. And listen, we do actually offer full services where we work with creators and build their brand with them. We come up with mood boards, we come up with coloring, we come up with clothing, we come up with the vibes, the types of videos that will actually stand out. But that's not the only thing. We do also offer S-tier level chatting, branding support, as I mentioned, branded content ideas weekly. So, we don't just build the brand. We'll actually send you content ideas that fit with that branded character that we've helped to build with you. And in addition, S-tier, which means elite, OnlyFans page management, and as well agency ran marketing. So it's not just you posting content and running your own page. We will also handle agency ran marketing for you so that you don't have to think about it. We're pushing traffic to your page so that you can make revenue. Even if you're having an off day or you're busy that week and you can't be posting content, we will be consistently working, me, my team, Luke, to ensure that we can drive you traffic every single day. And then in addition to that, you're going to get top 0.01% services. So a dedicated team that actually gives an F about you and your success. We do not just do the basics like everybody else. We build a custom plan to you. We are here for your success. We care because if we can get you to succeed, we succeed as well. And honestly, me and my team, we actually enjoy doing this and we're pretty damn good at it as well. Now, one caveat, we only work with motivated creators that are serious about getting to the top 0.01% and are willing to put in the work and collaborate with our dedicated team. We do not take on lazy creators. We do not take on uninspired creators. We do not take on creators that aren't willing to work with us collaboratively. So if that isn't you, unfortunately, that is not the type of model we are looking for. However, if all of that does sound like you, head to the first pinned comment and you can book a free 30-minute call with my partner, Luke. It's also in the description as well. and we'd love to help you out and scale you to the top 0.01%. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like it down below. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section. We're always looking to reply to the comments and give any more advice if anything was unclear here. And if you want to see any future videos, be sure to subscribe down below. We'll see you in the next one.